A lot of that's the people that we hang out with. I wouldn't say problem per se, but it's something that I spend time doing with people, especially with one of my favorite people, which is my wife. But that is a distraction, not my time with her, but like just that hobby can be a distraction for me. I think family time is important, obviously understanding the balance between what it is that you're trying to focus on, kind of like the yin and the yang.
You're listening to Legacy Through Literacy, where we dissect the philosophy of money one mindset at a time. From uncovering why we settle for our current financial standing to facing the fears that keep us from taking that first crucial step, we tackle the beliefs that are holding you back. Guided by insights from legendary thinkers and today's financial trailblazers, we don't just talk about change, we empower you to own it. This isn't just talk, this is Legacy Through Literacy.
Well, hello, my name's Eddie, and you're listening to Legacy Through Literacy. This will be an interesting episode. This episode focuses on your sphere of influence, the people you keep around you, the 5 people that are the most influential in your day-to-day life, the people that you spend the most time with, all that typical jargon that you hear on the internet, and how true most of that probably is. Because the people that you spend your time with are the people that you are only, maybe even on the subconscious level, you are subjected to their values and their understanding and the things that they want out of life. Like, this is why you do what you do, right? This is why we are in this position, in this journey of entrepreneurship where we want to create something. And if you don't have somebody that can help you create that something, it makes it a little more complicated, I think. And this is where we run into a lot of different issues when it comes to trying to have a understanding of why don't things work the way we want. One of the books that I purchased while I started getting my license for insurance was Doug Andrews' book called The Laser Fund. And interesting book, definitely a lot of knowledge in there. If it's something you're interested in, I would highly recommend, at the very least, learning about it. Education is power, right? Like, knowledge and application, that's where a lot of that is going to be what we're focused on right now. But education is power. The biggest focus in that book, when he started off anyway, or at least one of the biggest things that resonated with me the most, was that people are looking for like help. When you have a client, you help your client, you give them, you feel good about giving them the best that you think you can offer to them. And I think this is true of anybody that has a business. You want to provide the best service possible. When you have that, it's helpful. Based on what he was talking about, he said it's one thing to have a satisfied client and know that you put them in a good position, but it's even better to have an educated client, somebody that you can talk to about what you're doing, that helps to increase your knowledge base. Steel sharpens steel, right? Like, the people that you work with, the people that you spend the most time with, those are supposed to be fundamentally the biggest factors in your worldview. So if these people are not supporting you or not supportive of you, it's kind of like the Buddhist quote that says, you should always help people when you can. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. I think that's like one of the best peace-minded, mindful quotes that you can have out there. It's like everything we should do as meaningful, purposeful human beings is support one another. In fact, I think I heard something the other day, I think it was from like an AA meeting, he was talking about there's no greater purpose in a human's existence other than being the servant in the service of another person. And I mean, fundamentally, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to be in the service of other people. I want to assist, I want to educate, I want to bring knowledge and wisdom forthright in everything that you're working on, everything that you're trying to focus on the entrepreneurial mindset, the things that are keeping you down, keeping you from being able to educate yourself. And let's face it, a lot of it is going to be based on us, right? It's based on the people we spend our time with. It's based on where we kill our free time, where we decide to put those extra things. And a lot of that, as hard as it is to say, a lot of that is the people you spend your time with. It's like there's something to be said about if you're trying to focus on something, every step you take should be in the direction of what your task you're trying to accomplish. Everything needs to be mindful, determined, and set forth on what you're trying to accomplish, which is why I think a lot of us do really well with like the 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. Anymore, it seems like everybody has to work at least 10 to 12 hours a day just to even make ends meet anyway. So that's always, I kind of feel for a lot of those people. And again, why I've decided to step into this realm. And in fact, that'll be probably one of the biggest things that'll be coming up. I have an event actually popping up. Probably be a little bit. This episode will come out before the event's over, so I'll probably talk about it in future episodes. But definitely pay attention to Logos Financial Literacy. You can find that on the socials, on all the socials. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram right now. That's the only two that I'm really focused on. I'm very busy. Thankfully, I've got a excellent editor and a kind of an all-around kind of dude. Pod Mentor. I think that's right. Pod Mentor Cast. Right, Raj? It's Pod Mentor's space. He's been a huge help for me to be able to even accomplish kind of tackling multiple projects at once. Probably something I'll discuss as far as like what my journey has been and like a lot of the stumbling blocks that I've run across just because of the fact that there's not enough time in the day when you're working a full-time job and then trying to learn something else. And time management will probably be what we discuss in the next episode. But as far as like where we spend our time and our downtime and our distractions, a lot of that's the people that we hang out with. Like I personally, I have a big problem with like video games. Video games are, I wouldn't say problem per se, but it's something that I spend time doing with people, especially with one of my favorite people, which is my wife. But she, we don't get a lot of time together. So when we do get time together, we try to wind down playing video games. And that is a distraction, not my time with her, but like just that hobby can be a distraction for me. I think family time is important. Obviously, understanding the balance between what it is that you're trying to focus on, kind of like the yin and the yang. There needs to be an understanding of business versus leisure. When you're starting a new business will always supersede leisure. And time management, like I said, we'll discuss that on the next episode. But that's going to be a big focus for, if you can find people that are interested in the business side of it, the people that are willing to be part of your journey, part of your circle, part of your growth, part of your dreams, part of your vision, part of what you want to create. Those are the people that you want to focus on. Especially because of the fact, not only they're friends of yours, but they also have a drive. They have this function. Like, this is one thing that I've been focused on so much lately, that I want to find people that have the same level of motivation and entrepreneurial drive and have this I can't give up attitude, right? I have more to do. I have more to give. There's more to life than working at this 9 to 5 job where it seems like more and more we're only able to get by. You hear more financial statistics about people being 1 to 2 paychecks away from financial ruin. You're hearing more and more about people not being able to support their families, why people are not having children. You hear more and more about how this current generation is going to be the first generation that will not pass their parents in financial success. And I mean, part of that, when you think about it, it's going to be subconsciously like our traits, right? Like hanging out with people. Like, who are we hanging out with? Why aren't we out there trying to find a better way to do the things that we do? Why aren't we out there trying to find a more functional reason to be financially secure and financially sound? And I do think Part of it is the quality of the company that we keep, and part of it is time management. And we'll wrap all that up into some big extravagant explanation at some point. But I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. Please come to Logos Financial Literacy on Facebook and Instagram. You can find clips from this podcast on there. You can find future events. Currently, we're focused mostly in Colorado. That's where a bulk of my team is. So shout out to the Synergy Colorado group. And a lot of what we're doing right now is focused on how we can grow our business and even like-mindedness, working on networking, working on communication, working on the process of being a person of service. At least mostly that's kind of my focus. I want to be a person of service. So let me serve you. Let me be that person that we can do this journey together. If you like the episode, like, share, comment. Shout out again to Pod Mentor Space and his whole crew. Thank you guys very much. And I will see you on the next one.